crawl spaces in North Carolina are one of the big issues because we have high humidity, and most people don't go in their crawl space. They don't regulate the airflow. So that high humidity causes moisture problems, and that's fungus, rot, mold. Plus, you get leaks and stuff, and people just aren't aware of it because they're not crawling in their crawl space.
Right.
And so, it's a bear when people go to sell their house and they start moving out, and then they get towards the end and all of a sudden the buyer pulls out because they find all these issues in the crawl space. So it gives them an opportunity to find out what's up with the house, to get it fixed, to mitigate those issues so that when they go to sell it, they don't get blindsided by something that they're not aware of.
Yeah, no,
And
I've found some beneath my house, myself. Not the easiest place to get down and get around in that little crawl space down there. Would you, I mean, being in construction, being a builder in a kind of previous past and ongoing for yourself, how would you compare a slab foundation to the crawl space foundation?
so they have their pros and cons. You know, with the slab, you don't have to worry about moisture, but they're so low to the ground that a lot of times there's drainage issues. And especially with the high density zoning, when you get into these neighborhoods where, they've got 3 or 4 houses on an acre, if they don't allow enough grade, because, you're supposed to have a 6-inch clearance to the bottom of the siding from the ground, but a lot of times you don't get that with the slab because it's just not thick enough. So there can be some drainage issues. They can be corrected. The best thing to do is to extend the gutter downspouts because they're a big source of water. They take all that roof water runoff and they just concentrate it in one area. So that can cause settlement issues. As long as you can keep the water away, it's good. And also as long as they've got good compaction, so you don't get settling with the slab. We find that there's a lot of cracking with the slabs, but it doesn't necessarily always mean that, it's a structural issue. The concrete gets hard and it cracks. It's kind of the inherent nature of concrete. It's just a matter
You are
of
describing
what
like my
degree.
first house right now.
Yeah. So it's most concrete slabs, we're going to find some cracking. It could be from shrinkage during the curing process, or they can get some slight settlement from where the underground utilities are trenched, like the main soil lines and wherever they bring power into the home. And the first year, the house kind of finds its place anyway, and you will get some minor settling. And that's one of the reasons that you get a 1-year warranty from the builders, because at that 1 year, you're going to come back and they're going to address some of those issues because you'll have some cosmetic issues due to settling. So not having that crawl space is a big bonus because you don't have to worry about the rot and stuff. But I guess the trade-off would be is if you do have any issues underground, you got to tear concrete up to repair it. So as long as it's built well, you really don't have to worry about much other than keeping that water away, from the gutter downspouts and also the condensate drain lines from the HVAC units, because in the summertime, when the air conditioning is running, it's dehumidifying the air, and those little 3/4-inch lines that drain that condensate put a lot of water out, and they always dump them next to the foundation because the code says just get the water out of the house, and that's what they do. But they really should be extended some, just because the ground next to the foundation, that soil is load bearing because the house sits on it. And especially with a slab, when they're monolithic and your footings are integrally poured with the floor, you really want to make sure you don't have any water standing next to that foundation, or you will get settlement.